Okay, now this is the final project. Again, we have this week and next week. Everything's due on the 6th, so if you're working on any past projects, make sure you finish them up before then. Turn something in. I'm not that harsh on grading if there's something there. If there's nothing there, there's nothing to look at. It's zero. Um, so some of you may have noticed that when you looked at your projects, it's like maybe it didn't work completely, and you got 20 out of the 25 points. So again, I put the percentage on both classes for today so you can see how close you are to whatever grade you're trying to achieve. So I figured some people would want that. And I'll do the same for the classes from yesterday also. Now the final project here, but don't let that stress you out either, because if you turn in one, that sometimes will throw you up quite a bit. Yeah. So, for the final project, the app should have a main menu, and there'll be 4 categories. Your choice. If you choose a computer-related, here's an example: IT terms, security terms, hardware terms, programming terms. It does not have to be computer-related. You can do photography. You can do whatever you want. These are going to go to another screen where it'll ask you questions, and then you input answers. So from the main menu, you click whichever one, and it'll take you to a new screen. These can be buttons, they can be labels, whatever you want those to be in your design. Now each screen you go to will randomly pick 4 questions from 10. The idea is that each time you go to that screen, you get 4 different questions. Now, 10 isn't very many. It's not like 100 it's choosing from, so I know it's going to have repeats when you go there. Don't worry about that. Here's an example. You go there. It asks you a first question. The first major computer manufacturer has a blank there for you to input in the answer. And then you're checking to see if they put in the correct answer. And then you give them a response. Tell them it's correct or not. You can tell them what the answer really is. Then it goes to question 2. Ask them the prompt there and gives them another blank, and so forth. Now, you can do this different ways. You can reuse. That's probably the easiest way, to reuse the text that's on there and the text box. Or if you want to have 4 separate ones, I guess you can do that. It's kind of from your design standpoint. It should also have the option to read the question to me, voice option. So like you click a button or something, turns on the voice, and then it'll read the question to me. Once you've done your 4 questions, you should return the result to the main screen, display it in some manner. For example, if I got 75% on the last attempt, then it might put 75% on the last attempt next to that menu choice. Or you could do this different ways. You could have the down at the bottom, but in some way you're going to transfer the data back. So again, the proof of concept there is we're just being able to transfer data back and forth between our different windows. 3 of them can be completely text. 1 of them should have pictures. It might show a picture of a monitor and said, "What is this?" It's a monitor. Might show a picture of a laptop. Say, "What is this?" It's a laptop. So those are just examples. But one of them should use pictures for that. Now the final project is 20% your grade, and how I'll grade it rubric-wise is your main menu is 20%. 4 screens are 20%. The images on one screen, the 20%. Passing data back to the main menu, 20%. Voice module, 20%. If you cannot get one of these pieces, still work on the other ones. Focus on what you can do easiest first. Don't focus on the hardest part. Like if you're not very good with voice, then leave that to the very last. Make a copy of your project before you start screwing it up, adding too much in, trying to get voice working. So if you get it working at some point, make a backup of that. Sometimes it's hard to fix it when it's broke. Questions on that? No? That's what we'll focus on the next 4 days. And then when we meet for the final exam, we'll probably in this class just do it on Tuesday. So 2 weeks from today. Then I'll just have you present your project. So we won't meet that Thursday. That'll be our last class meeting. I think technically our final exam is on the Thursday, but you shouldn't have any of the finals on Tuesday, I'm guessing. It's only college classes you're taking? Yeah. Okay. They kind of do them at a staggered time. Like the classes that normally meet at 8 o'clock on Tuesday and Thursday have their final on Tuesday of final exam week. Classes that meet at 9:30 on Tuesday and Thursday meet on Thursday at 9:30. But I figure there's no use to have you all drive back on Thursday when you can go ahead and just get it done on Tuesday.
So the 6th is technically our last day.
The 6th is our last class period where we do anything. And then the 11th is when you'll present. And that should be fairly short. If you get it, if you don't need the entire day on Thursday and you want to present that day and not come back, then 11th, I'm fine with that. That's up to you. If you need that entire time, then you're welcome to use it. Go ahead and stop.